welcome back to Vanessa's podcast. And today I have a K-12 art online school teacher with me, and her name is Yasmin Khalaf. And she's going to be here talking about the whole year themes and things that they do in class with the other kids, and how she teach her class. Hi there, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
And just so everybody knows, she was my son's art teacher all year long with K-12, and she's done a wonderful job, and she really inspired all the other kids to be more creative and just to use their imagination more. But tell me more about your way of teaching. When you have a group like this online, sitting at home in front of the computer, how hard and how challenging it is?
So this is actually my first year teaching elementary online. So it was a new experience for me. And I just wanted to find a way to connect what I was doing in the traditional classroom with my elementary art students and translate that into the online environment. So still keeping the same type of attention that I would give and focus on that building of confidence. So really that was the key for me, to be able to have this space for students to be able to make art and understand and learn that they are capable of making art.
And did you feel like it was challenging to get the kids to connect with each other and interact with each other? While you were teaching, what were the things that you had to do to get them to think collaboratively, basically?
So it's definitely challenging because since the class sizes are a lot bigger for art, music, and PE, as opposed to, when they're with their actual elementary teacher, which is smaller groups. So we have, my classes were up to 100 students at a time. So it definitely is a little more challenging to have those kids be able to engage with one another.
Yes.
But once we started using the video aspect, when we got on Zoom, so they could see their faces and they could see their artwork and share, I think that helped a lot, and it was motivating.
That was a big thing, like for Kendall when he went, being able to show to the other kids and laugh and making silly faces. It was just a way to connect with the other group. Yeah,
definitely.
And so, how was it difficult to teach the history of art in the curriculum when you have to teach?
So the curriculum that is online, that the work that the students do on their own, is a lot different than what I bring to the classroom. Since the online lessons have to do more with the history. So I wanted to keep, I kind of thought of the way that I designed it was like, kind of like in college where you take art history classes and then you have studio classes where you just make art. So I thought the classroom part when we met live once a week, it'd be just about making art and learning technique and building drawing skills, and less about the history since they were already doing that on their own.
Exactly, and that's what I really enjoy, because you didn't waste any time with too much learning and, talking and, returning, homework and all this. Then they get to be hands-on right away. And there was no time wasting. And they really get excited because they get to draw something new each week, and I think it was a lot of fun too. Tell me an example of a great class, a day when you remember having a really good, successful class.
I think I had a lot of good classes, but I think one of the ones that are amongst many that feel successful is when I have the students explain when we're drawing, okay, what part are we going to draw next? What do we call this? How will we draw this? What kinds of lines or what kinds of shapes? So to hear them explain it and tap back into prior knowledge is awesome. And then also hearing them say nice things about each other's work. I've had that experience. I think it was in fourth grade. A lot the students would point out to another student and say, "Oh, I
Uh-huh.
really love how you did that in your drawing." So that was really a successful thing for me.
Wow, that's so sweet. And I also enjoyed the way you, the easiest way you made it for them to share the drawing and just like return the drawing to you. It was just really like the easiest way, and it really made it simple instead of like all this technology like trouble and and concentrate on like, oh, I don't know how to upload it, I don't know how to sound it. I think it was really easy, and that way we could just focus on their drawing.
Yes, definitely wanted to keep it simple as possible.
Yeah, because they're little kids, and some parents, are not tech savvy. So I think it was
Yeah.
really important because there is some, online teacher who makes things a little bit too complicated, with folders and special like Word doc, formats and specific size requirements. And I'm like, they're only fifth grade. It doesn't have to be, too complicated.
Right.
So here's the thing I have some examples of things that parents can do at home, like a family conversation jar where they could just cut out a bunch of questions to encourage family to talk with each other, and then put the slip in the jar, and then decorate the jar with paint, cotton bond, a ribbon, string, glue, tape, all of this. Do you have any idea of things that they could do for the summer? Creative things to bring family together?
Yeah. So fun things to do, just to be creative and kind of do as a family. This is something I did last year, actually, at a summer camp that I was teaching art at. And it was at a park where we were. So what we did was we kind of just went, it was more like a preserve. So there was like trees. It almost felt like a little kind of like if you're out in the woods almost. Mm-hmm. So what we did was go looking for different sized leaves and like things like that you found on the ground from the trees and the nature. And then we took them to a table. And then we added paint and then made a print on it on paper. So you press like the leaf on paper and it creates an imprint. So kids love that, that element of surprise,
yes,
see what it's going to look like. And it's fun because it's kind of, you're outside, you do it, and then you can bring it in and add
yeah,
paint.
That does sound like really fun. Yeah, and there's just so many nice things in the nature that you can find to do. Like even just observing, like a bird singing or wind blowing or water flowing. This is like they gave me a form for the summer I had. It's a sound scavenger hunt. So where you just listen for sounds. Another thing that I do with Kindle often, it would be like count how many red cards do you found, or how many birds do you count right now, or first one who finds the first garbage on the floor. Little things like to keep his mind busy, but enjoy everything around him, and like just kind of like forming sort of peace and meditation for the children, as they go outside. But I think there's so many ways you can be creative with really little. So do you have like a 5-minute or less craft, something inventive and they could do easily?
Craft that they can do easily? Yeah. I can, is there something that you wanted me to explain or like to share?
Sure, you can share anything that you have done that it's easy to make. It's creative and it's something anybody could make.
One of the things that we also did that's easy, especially now with the 4th of July coming, taking like popsicle sticks they sell, so it's like the crafts, and you can create the flag with that, so painting each stick different colors, like the red, white, and blue, and creating your own like 4th of July decoration.
That's cool. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and then for the stars, for the little white stars, you can just use a Q-tip and make dots with the Q-tip to create like the stars. So you don't have to actually,
wow.
yeah, it
Yeah.
comes out really cute.
Yeah, there's just like so many cute things you can do. Like, I like to look at 5 Minute Craft online too, on YouTube. Everybody loves it. Like, so many ideas there for everybody. Like, if they're running out of idea, or it's just people who are not creative, so they really want to, like, do the simple things and they know they can do. Also, cooking. I found like being creative in decorating the plates is another way to create art.
Oh
Um,
yes, definitely.
yeah, have you done that, or like making the kids cook and being creative too?
I
Uh,
haven't tried that, but
mm.
that is something that would be fun.
And you were talking about leave also. There's another thing you can do, like family tree, and write compliments of the family members, and then cut their leaves, and then put it on the big drawing family trees, and put that on your wall for people, for the family to see. And that's another thing they can do. Um,
Yeah.
so, yeah, I think that will conclude the episode. I mean, what else can we talk about? Uh, so, for people who don't know about K-12 Online Art School, it's a lot of fun. It's mainly just, it really gets the kid excited, and I'm just gonna keep saying it, you are favorite teacher. So I think if somebody doesn't know, or are afraid about trying, they should really try, because it's easy and fun, and your kids are gonna, praise you for it. So thanks for being there, and I hope you have a wonderful summer.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks. Bye.
All right.
All right, so that was Yasmin Kalaf, and she's the sweetest. So I'm going to finish with random acts of kindness ideas. Draw pictures and send them to your grandma and grandpa. Leave bookmarks in your favorite books at the library. Read to a younger sibling. Help your brother or sister clean up their toy. Make a card or gift to your parent or sibling. Pass out stickers to kids waiting in line. Leave bubbles at the park with a note for whoever finds it. Give a high five and say thank you to the bus driver. Donate food to the food bank. Donate old clothes and toys. Let someone go ahead of you and in line. Play with your sibling and play what they want to play. Say please and thank you. Make homemade gift for someone. Hold the door open for someone. Help your brother or sister make their bed. So this is like, just little things that will make your summer more pleasant. Everybody in a better mood. So also, here's some positive statement that you can use with your kids if you're having a hard time this summer, because I know with the COVID-19 and everything's going on, some people have not got used to the online schooling, maybe never, and so they're having trouble having the kids inside so much, and it's just overwhelming, too much stress. So as you can try for reinforce the positivity in your household. Number one, I saw that you try hard at, so start your phrase that way. Number two, let's do it your way. So if you start with that statement, you're affirming your daughter or son, that you acknowledging that their way is a good way. So it builds them more confidence. Can you explain to me why you did it this way? So you showing them and you are interesting to know why they're thinking this way and why they want to do something a certain way. You're learning how to remind your children that the journey of learning is what matters most. That was thoughtful of you. So you're acknowledging your children's positive behavior